Do you want to be more productive, but you continuously feel more stressed? Has your to-do list become so huge that you just don't know where to start? In this video, I will give you some tips on how to be more productive without burning out. Setting highlights. Often we want to complete every single task on our to-do list. It's a good goal, but often not very realistic. And that's why it's essential to set your priorities for your day. If you know which task will bring you one step closer to your goal, then you also know what you need to do to accomplish it. My highlights for the day could be, for example, doing something for myself and my body, such as exercising or cooking a healthy meal, doing something for my education, like reading a book or listening to an audiobook, or working on a side project, like filming this video. If you can only achieve one highlight today, ask yourself, which of these highlights would make the biggest difference on your life? This highlight is what moves you forward. Tackle difficult tasks first. As Brian Tracy wrote in his book Eat That Frog, start with your toughest task of the day, your frog. Often we freeze when we have too many to-dos on our lists. Plan your day in advance, identify which task is the most important, and the next day, just switch to autopilot. Once you have completed this task, it gives you momentum to tackle all your other tasks. Once the wheel is in motion, you need much less energy to keep it moving. Prioritize sleep. I recently read the book Why We Sleep by the neuroscientist Matthew Walker. This book explains how important sufficient sleep is for our health and well-being. We all know it, but very few of us stick to it. If you had a poor or short night's sleep, you'll notice instantly how your day drags on. We aren't focused, our memory capacity is reduced, we are in a worse mood, and we feel more stressed. During my uni days, I probably had a 10-hour study day. I strategically planned a nap so that I could be fresh and focused again. Foregoing sleep to be productive is inefficient, of course. There will be always times where you have to do it, but the general rule is just don't do it. Don't take tasks too seriously. Sometimes we freeze in front of a task or challenge because we are afraid of failure. This fear can be so paralyzing that we use procrastination as a defense mechanism to avoid the fear of failure. I mean, who doesn't know it? Your bachelor thesis is due, for example, and you absolutely don't want to get started because in your head it is way too hard that we are paralyzed. But when we look at it objectively, is it so hard to summarize what other authors have already written? We all write so much on our phones these days. We write several pages on them with ease. So why doesn't it work for your thesis? Because we take tasks way too serious. If we move away from our perfectionism, we can escape this. If you just say to yourself, okay, I'm going to write a complete paragraph, even if I'm producing complete nonsense here, then I promise you, you will get very, very far. And you can apply this mentality to all kinds of situations. Of course, there's always room for improvement, but focus on the basic structure, and then there's always time for fine-tuning in any task that you do. Perfectionism only promotes procrastination. The journey is the goal. As James Clear describes in his book Atomic Habits, you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. A goal is the desired result you want to achieve. The system describes the collective of all the daily habits that lead you to this goal. If, for example, you want to lose weight, that goal would be, I want to lose 10 kilograms. Aligning the system would mean buying healthier food. Instead of reaching for chocolate, you reach for fruit. Instead of buying greasy fries, you bring healthy vegetables home. Focusing on the overall system and not a single goal is one of the core themes of this book. At first, these small routines seem insignificant, but over time they build on each other, and by compounding day by day, they lead to larger gains than the cost of their original investment. The last thing that shouldn't be missed is that we are all different, so define your own maximum of productivity by accepting your own limits. Productivity does not mean exhausting yourself to the last drop of energy. It means finding a sustainable level that can be maintained without compromising the quality of your work or your own well-being. It's about the balance between effort and recovery. It's a myth that more working hours automatically equals being more productive. To reach your full potential, we need to adapt our way of working. This can mean delegating tasks, using breaks strategically, or designing an environment that promotes our productivity. The better you know yourself and know what your limits are, the more confident and stress-free you can work and switch off when you should. If you want to know how to reach your full potential, you can click on this video right here. I hope you're doing well. I hope you learned something. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time, Jeremy Tuesday. Peace.